The Earthship Resilience moved slowly through the empty space at the edge of the neutral zone. Captain Alex Reed stood on the bridge, watching the stars on the main screen. This area was far from any major trade routes, but it had resources that Earth needed. "Status report," Alex said, turning to his second-in-command. "All systems normal, Captain," replied Tom, checking his screens. "We should reach the planet in about 3 hours." Alex nodded. Earth had sent them to build a trading post in this unclaimed system. It would give humans a foothold in this part of space. The Galactic Council had allowed it, even though many alien species still didn't trust humans. They called Earth a Deathworld because of its high gravity, changing weather, and many predators. Most aliens couldn't survive there without special suits. "Captain, I'm picking up something," said Lisa from the sensor station. Her eyes widened. "It's a ship, not in our database." Alex walked to her station. "Show me." The screen displayed a large ship with a dark hull. It had sharp edges and what looked like heavy weapons. "They're heading to the same planet we are," Lisa said. "Open a channel," Alex ordered. "Let's see who our new neighbors are." The communication officer tried several times. "No response, Captain." "Keep trying." "And put us on yellow alert. Shields up but weapons powered down. I don't want to seem hostile." The minutes passed slowly. The bridge crew watched the unknown ship with growing worry. "Still no response to our hails," the communication officer reported. Alex made a quick decision. "Change course. Let's approach them carefully." The Resilience turned, moving toward the alien vessel. When they got closer, they could see it better. The ship looked battle-worn, with marks on its hull that suggested it had seen many fights. "Captain, they're powering weapons," Tom shouted. "Hold position. Keep our weapons down," Alex said calmly. "Open all channels and broadcast in all languages." Alex stood tall and spoke clearly. "This is Captain Alex Reed of the Earth Vessel Resilience. We come in peace seeking trade opportunities. Please respond." The silence stretched for almost a minute. Then the main screen flickered and showed an alien bridge. In the center stood a tall, muscular being with rough gray skin and 4 eyes. Its mouth opened to reveal sharp teeth. "I am Captain Krell of the Norvac Shipstorm Hunter," the alien said in rough but understandable English. "Why do you follow us, human?" Alex kept his face neutral. He had heard of the Norvac, another Deathworld species. They evolved on a planet with even higher gravity than Earth and an atmosphere that would poison most lifeforms. They were known as fierce warriors. "We're not following you," Alex explained. "We're here to establish a trading post in this system." Krell's 4 eyes narrowed. "Interesting. That is our purpose as well." "The system is unclaimed," Alex said. "Perhaps we can discuss how to share it peacefully." Krell seemed to consider this. "Humans. Your kind has a reputation for being stubborn, as do the Norvac for being direct," Alex replied with a small smile. Krell made a sound that might have been a laugh. "You speak truth." "Very well. I will send coordinates for a meeting place on the planet. We can discuss this face to face." The screen went dark. "Do you think we can trust them, Captain?" Tom asked quietly. Alex considered the question. "Trust needs to be earned, but they could have attacked and didn't. That's a start." 6 hours later, Alex stood with a small team on the planet's surface. The air was thin but breathable. Rocky hills surrounded the flat area where their shuttle had landed. The Norvac shuttle set down 100 meters away. Captain Krell emerged, with 3 other Norvac. They all wore light armor and carried weapons, though these were holstered. Alex and his team walked forward. No one spoke until the 2 groups stood 5 meters apart. "Captain Reed," Krell said, bowing his head slightly. "Captain Krell." Alex returned the gesture. Up close, the Norvac were even more impressive. They stood nearly 7 feet tall, with powerful bodies clearly built for a high-gravity world. Their gray skin looked thick enough to stop a knife. "You said you came to build a trading post," Krell began. Alex nodded. "Earth needs the rare minerals in this system. And you?" "The same. Our homeworld requires these resources." Krell studied Alex carefully. Most species avoid planets like this one. Too harsh, they say. Not for us, Alex replied. Reminds me of parts of Earth, actually. Thin air, rough terrain. Krell's expression changed slightly. You find this comfortable? Not comfortable exactly, but manageable. We evolved on a planet that tried to kill us daily. We adapted. This seemed to interest Krell. As did we. Most species in the galaxy evolved on gentle worlds. They fear what we consider normal. Alex smiled. That's why they call our planets Deathworlds. Yes, it is also why they fear us, Krell said. They think because we can survive harshness, we must be dangerous. Sometimes we are, Alex admitted, but usually only when threatened. Krell made that laughing sound again. Truth again, human. Come, let us sit and talk properly. He gestured to some flat rocks nearby. As they walked, one of the Norvac slipped on loose gravel. In a flash, Alex reached out and caught the alien's arm, stopping their fall. The Norvac looked surprised, then nodded thanks. Krell had watched this with interest. Quick reflexes, necessary on Earth, Alex said simply. They sat on the rocks, and for the next hour they talked of their home planets. Alex told of Earth's many environments and changing seasons. Krell described the toxic storms and crushing gravity of the Norvac homeworld. By the time the planet's sun began to set, a surprising understanding had formed between them. I propose this, Krell said finally. The system is large enough for both our needs. We build our outposts and share the resources fairly. Alex nodded. I agree, we can even help each other. Share technology, knowledge. The Galactic Council will not like it, Krell warned. Two Deathworld species working together, they will worry. Alex smiled. Let them worry. We've survived worse than worried politicians. Krell extended a four-fingered hand. Then we have an agreement, Captain Reed. Alex took the hand and shook it firmly. We do, Captain Krell. Neither of them knew that far above, at the edge of the system, a strange signal had just appeared on both their ship's long-range sensors. A signal unlike anything either humans or Norvac had ever seen before. Morning came quickly on the unnamed planet. The first light of the system's yellow star cast long shadows across the valley, where both the human and Norvac teams had set up temporary camps. Though they had agreed to work together, neither side was quite ready to sleep near the other. Alex stepped out of his tent, breathing deeply of the thin air. After a week on this rocky world, his body was adjusting to the lower oxygen levels. He watched as Krell emerged from the Norvac camp, the large alien moving with surprising grace despite his powerful frame. Good morning, Captain Reed, Krell called, his deep voice carrying easily across the distance. Morning, Captain Krell, Alex replied, walking to meet him halfway between the camps. They had spent the past week planning their joint outpost. Today would be different. Today they would start building. My team is ready to begin work on the power systems, Krell said. Alex nodded. And my engineers are prepared to set up the communication array. The two leaders walked together to a flat area they had chosen for the main base. Already both human and Norvac crew members were unloading equipment from shuttles. I've been thinking about our defenses, Krell said. This system is far from both our territories. Pirates might see us as easy targets. Agreed, Alex said. I've drawn up some plans for a shield system. It's based on Earth technology but could be improved with Norvac power sources. Krell's four eyes blinked in sequence. Alex had learned this was a sign of interest. Show me. Alex pulled out a tablet and displayed the shield designs. Krell studied them carefully. Clever, the Norvac captain finally said. Your shield projectors are more efficient than ours, but they need more power. He took the tablet and made some quick changes. If we use our fusion cells here and here, we could increase coverage by 40%. Alex looked at the modified plans and smiled. That would work perfectly. As they discussed the details, more crew members from both ships arrived. Among them was Mira, the human science officer, carrying a case of equipment. She was tall for a human, with dark skin and short black hair. Near her walked a Norvac who towered over everyone else. "Captain," Mira said, approaching Alex. "This is Drax, the Norvac weapons specialist. We've been comparing notes on the mineral deposits." Drax nodded respectfully to both captains. "The human scanning technology is impressive, very precise. Drax showed me how Norvac mining techniques could extract the ore without causing cave-ins," Mira added. "Their methods are much more efficient than ours." Alex and Krell exchanged looks. Their crews were working together better than expected. Midday, the foundation of the outpost was taking shape. Humans worked alongside Norvac, each learning from the other. Occasionally, there were misunderstandings. A Norvac accidentally broke a human tool, thinking it was sturdier than it was. A human team member couldn't lift materials that Norvac handled easily, but they adapted. During a break, Alex found Krell examining a human protein bar with suspicion. "It won't poison you," Alex said with a smile, "though you might not like the taste." Krell sniffed the bar. "On my world, food is not so processed. We hunt our meals." "On parts of Earth too," Alex replied, "but on long space missions we need food that lasts." Krell took a small bite, chewed thoughtfully, then grimaced. "You humans are stronger than I thought to survive eating this." Alex laughed. Soon Krell joined in with his rumbling sound that passed for laughter among Norvac. Their moment of camaraderie was interrupted by Tom rushing toward them. "Captain Reed, Captain Krell, we've detected an approaching ship. It's from the Galactic Council." The two captains hurried to the communication station where Mira and Drax were already monitoring the signal. "They're requesting to land," Mira reported. "They say they're here on an inspection mission." Alex frowned. "The Council didn't mention any inspection when they approved our outpost." "They did not approve us working together," Krell pointed out. "That may be why they are here." Alex nodded. "Allow them to land. Let's show them we have nothing to hide." An hour later, a sleek silver ship descended from the sky. It landed near the construction site, and three beings emerged. The leader was a tall, slender alien with blue skin and large almond-shaped eyes. A Talarian, one of the oldest species in the Council. Behind him were two security officers of different species. "I am Counselor Vex," the Talarian announced. "I am here to assess this unexpected cooperation." Alex stepped forward. "Welcome, Counselor. I'm Captain Reed of Earth, and this is Captain Krell of Norvac. We're building a joint outpost as agreed upon by both our species." The Counselor's eyes narrowed. The Council approved separate outposts, not a joint operation between two Deathworld species. "The agreement did not forbid cooperation," Krell said firmly. "Perhaps not explicitly," Vex replied coldly. "But the Council has concerns about concentrated Deathworlder presence in neutral space." Alex kept his expression neutral, despite his rising frustration. "With respect, Counselor, we're simply pooling our resources to build more efficiently." Walked around the partially constructed base, examining the work. "Impressive progress for 1 week," he admitted reluctantly. "But the Council worries about what comes next. Two species known for their aggressive tendencies, their ability to survive conditions that would kill others." "Survival is not aggression," Krell growled. "History suggests otherwise," Vex replied. "Both your species have fought wars." "As has every species in the Council," Alex pointed out, "including Talarians." Vex had no response to this. Instead, he continued his inspection, asking pointed questions about weapons systems and defensive capabilities. As the day wore on, the Council representatives watched the humans and Norvac working together. They saw Mira teaching Drax about Earth's ecosystem, and a Norvac engineer showing humans how to strengthen support beams. That evening, Counselor Vex approached the two captains again. "I will be making my report to the Council," he said. "They may still decide this collaboration exceeds the scope of your approval." "What exactly does the Council fear?" Alex asked directly. Vex hesitated before answering. "That two species evolved to survive against all odds might, together, become too formidable." Krell stepped closer to the Talarian, who instinctively backed away. We build, not destroy. Judge us by our actions, not your fears. After the council ship departed, Alex and Krell stood watching the sunset. They will be watching us closely now, Krell said. Let them watch, Alex replied. We'll show them what cooperation can achieve. As darkness fell, neither captain knew that the strange signal detected a week ago had grown stronger. In the depths of space, something was approaching. Something that would soon test the alliance they had just begun to forge. 1 month had passed since the Galactic Council's visit. The joint human-Norvac outpost now stood nearly complete on the rocky planet's surface. What had begun as a simple trading post had grown into a small settlement, with living quarters, research facilities, and a defensive perimeter that could withstand most attacks. In the command center, Alex studied the latest mineral survey reports. The cooperation between the two species had exceeded all expectations. Humans taught Norvac about efficient resource management, while Norvac showed humans how to strengthen their structures against harsh environmental conditions. The door slid open, and Krell entered, ducking slightly under the frame. Despite being built to accommodate his height, the Norvac captain still found some human doorways a tight fit. The shield systems are operating at full capacity, Krell reported. Your engineer Tom has some ideas to improve them further. Alex nodded. Good. And the mining team's report we're ahead of schedule. Both our home planets will be pleased with the first shipments. A comfortable silence fell between them. After weeks of working together, they had developed an easy friendship. The council has been quiet, Alex noted. No more surprise inspections. Krell made a dismissive gesture with one of his four-fingered hands. They watch from a distance. Their spy satellites are not as hidden as they think. Before Alex could respond, an alarm sounded. Mira's voice came over the comm system. Captain Reed, Captain Krell, please come to the sensor lab immediately. The two captains exchanged concerned glances and hurried to the lab. Inside, they found Mira and Drax huddled over a display screen. What have you found? Alex asked. Mira looked up, her face serious. Remember that strange signal we detected when we first arrived? It's back, and much stronger. Drax pointed to the screen. It appeared at the edge of the system 3 hours ago. We've been trying to identify it, but it matches nothing in either human or Norvac databases. Show me, Krell demanded. The screen shifted to display a visual feed from the long-range sensors. At first, Alex couldn't see anything unusual among the stars. Then he noticed it, a dark shape moving slowly toward the inner system. Can you enhance the image? He asked. Mira typed a few commands. The image zoomed in and clarified. What they saw made everyone in the room fall silent. It was a ship, but unlike any they had seen before. Massive in size, at least 10 times larger than either the Resilience or the Storm Hunter. Its hull was black and seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. The design was strange. All angles and protrusions that made no obvious sense. Is it responding to hails? Alex asked, breaking the silence. We've tried all frequencies, Drax replied. No response. Krell studied the image carefully. Those structures along the hull, they could be weapons. Or sensors, Mira suggested. Or something else entirely. Alex made a quick decision. Alert. Both are ships. I want the Resilience and the Storm Hunter ready to launch if needed. And continue trying to communicate with that vessel. What do you think it is? Krell asked quietly as they left the lab. I don't know, Alex admitted. But I don't like that it's heading straight for our planet. 24 hours later, the situation had grown more concerning. The unknown ship had continued its approach, now clearly visible from the planet's surface as a dark spot against the stars. All attempts at communication had failed. In the outpost's conference room, Alex and Krell met with their senior officers. We need more information, Alex said. I propose we send a joint team to get closer and observe. Agreed, Krell said. A small, fast shuttle could approach without appearing threatening. I volunteer, Mira said immediately. As do I, Drax added. My combat experience may be useful if things go wrong. The captains exchanged looks, then nodded in agreement. 3 hours later, a shuttle launched from the outpost. Mira piloted while Drax operated the sensors. 2 more crew members, 1 human, 1 Norvac, completed the team. Stay on the edge of their sensor range, Alex instructed over the comm. No risks. This is observation only. The shuttle approached cautiously. From the outpost, Alex and Krell watched the sensor feeds intently. The mysterious ship grew larger on their screens. Captain, Mira's voice came through after an hour. We're seeing unusual activity. The vessel appears to be harvesting something. Harvesting what? Krell demanded. Energy, Drax replied. It's collecting solar radiation with some kind of advanced technology. Send us visual, Alex ordered. The screen filled with an image that made Alex's breath catch. The massive ship had unfurled enormous sail-like structures that glowed with captured energy from the system's star. There's more, Mira reported, her voice tense. It's releasing smaller craft, dozens of them. On the screen they could see dark objects separating from the main vessel. What are they doing? Krell asked. There was a pause before Mira answered. They're heading toward the system's outer planets. They appear to be mining or consuming the small moons there. Suddenly, Drax cut in. Captain, one of the smaller vessels has changed course. It's heading toward us. Return to base immediately, Alex ordered. Too late, Mira replied, her voice steady despite the danger. It's moving too fast. We'll try to evade. The transmission cut off. Mira, Drax, Alex called. No response. The sensor operator at the outpost looked up, face pale. Captain, I'm detecting weapons fire. The shuttle is taking evasive action. For 5 tense minutes they watched as the shuttle performed desperate maneuvers to escape the pursuing craft. Then, to everyone's relief, the shuttle broke away and sped back toward the planet. When the team finally landed, they looked shaken. Mira had a cut on her forehead, and Drax's arm was in a makeshift sling. Report, Alex said as soon as they entered the command center. It attacked without warning, Mira said. Technology like nothing I've seen. Energy weapons that nearly overloaded our shields with a single hit. Drax nodded grimly. If not for the extra shielding we installed last week, we would not have survived. Today? You learn anything else? Krell asked. Yes, Drax said. When we scanned the smaller craft, we detected no life signs. They appear to be automated. And the main ship? Alex asked. Mira shook her head. Our sensors couldn't penetrate its hull, but based on its behavior and the automated drones, it could be some kind of harvester, a machine designed to collect resources. As they discussed what they had learned, an urgent message came in from the Storm Hunter. Captain Krell, a Norvac officer reported. 3 of the small vessels have changed course. They're heading straight for this planet. Alex and Krell shared a look of determination. Sound the alarm, Alex ordered. Prepare all defenses. And send a message to both our homeworlds, Krell added. We're going to need reinforcements. As the outpost rushed to prepare for the approaching threat, Alex couldn't help but wonder, what was this mysterious ship, and why had it come to their system? Whatever the answer, one thing was clear. The alliance between humans and Norvac was about to face its first real test. The 3 alien vessels approached the planet with frightening speed. In the outpost's command center, Alex and Krell gathered their best officers to plan a defense. Our shield systems weren't designed to handle this level of attack, Tom said, pointing to the sensor readings. Based on what hit the scout shuttle, these weapons could break through in minutes. Krell nodded grimly. The Storm Hunter and Resilience are moving into defensive positions, but even together, they may not be enough. Alex studied the tactical display. The unknown vessels would reach them in less than 2 hours. Messages had been sent to both Earth and the Norvac homeworld, but help would take days to arrive. We fight with what we have, Alex said firmly. And we're both from Deathworlds. Surviving impossible situations is what we do. A hint of a smile appeared on Krell's face. Yes, where others see certain defeat, we see a challenge. What about The mining equipment, Mira suggested, her head now bandaged. The laser drills could be modified into weapons. Drax, his arm still in a sling, nodded enthusiastically. And the power cells from our heavy machinery could boost the shield generators. Do it, Alex ordered. Strip anything we don't absolutely need. Tom, work with the Norvac engineers to strengthen our shields. Drax, I want every weapon we have ready. As the teams rushed to prepare, Alex and Krell moved to a private room to discuss strategy. Our ships should engage them before they reach the planet, Krell suggested. Keep the fight away from the outpost, Alex nodded. But we need to be smart about this. Those vessels destroyed a small moon. They're more powerful than anything we've faced. For the next hour, they developed a plan, combining human tactical flexibility with Norvac battle experience. When they returned to the command center, the atmosphere had changed from fear to determined focus. Humans and Norvac worked side by side, converting mining equipment into makeshift defenses and reinforcing the outpost shield generators. First contact in 30 minutes, announced the sensor operator. Alex opened a channel to both ships. This is Captain Reed. The enemy vessels will be in range soon. Remember the plan. Hit and run attacks only. Don't stay in their firing arc for more than 10 seconds. Understood, came the reply from the Resilience's acting captain. The Storm Hunter is ready, added the Norvac first officer. We will make them regret coming to our system. Alex turned to Krell. I never thought I'd be facing an unknown enemy alongside a Norvac. And I never imagined fighting beside a human, Krell replied. But there is no one else I would rather have at my side. The moment of friendship was interrupted by an urgent call. Captain, the vessels have changed formation. 2 are still heading for the planet, but 1 has changed course toward the outer system, toward the main alien ship. Why would it return? Krell wondered. I don't know, Alex said. But we can't worry about that now. We need to focus on the 2 heading our way. 20 minutes later, the battle began. The Resilience and Storm Hunter engaged the alien vessels at the edge of the planet's atmosphere. From the outpost, they could see bright flashes as weapons fire lit up the sky. Our ships are taking heavy damage, Tom reported. The alien vessels' shields are too strong for our weapons. The modified mining lasers are ready, Drax called from across the room. We've set up firing positions around the perimeter. Outside, the ground teams took their positions. Humans with their quick reflexes operated the targeting systems while Norvac, with their superior strength, handled the heavy power cells that kept the makeshift weapons running. The first alien vessel broke through the ship blockade and descended toward the outpost. It was smaller than the main ship, but still 3 times the size of a standard shuttle. Its black surface absorbed the light around it, making it look like a hole in reality. Fire, Alex ordered over the comm. Beams of intense light shot up from the ground as the modified mining lasers activated. They struck the alien vessel, which seemed to hesitate in its approach. It's working, someone shouted. But the celebration was short-lived. The vessel adjusted its path and continued its descent, now releasing smaller drones that scattered in all directions. Secondary defenses, engage those drones, Krell ordered. The battle intensified as the second alien vessel joined the fight. The outpost shields flared as they absorbed hit after hit from the enemy weapons. Shield strength down to 60%, Tom reported. 55. 50. Alex turned to Krell. We need to try something else. Krell nodded. The Norvac have an old battle tactic. Dangerous, but it might work. He quickly explained his idea. Alex listened, then nodded grimly. Do it. Krell opened a channel to his ship. This is Captain Krell. Execute maneuver Stormbreak. The Storm Hunter suddenly broke off its attack and powered down all systems except life support. It appeared dead in space. What are they doing? Mira asked. Making themselves look like an easy target, Alex explained. One of the alien vessels took the bait. It moved toward the seemingly disabled Norvac ship, weapons charging. At the last moment, the Storm Hunter roared back to life, all power diverted to engines. It rammed directly into the alien vessel's main weapon array. The resulting explosion lit up the sky. When the light faded, the alien vessel was spiraling downward, severely damaged. The Storm Hunter had taken heavy damage but remained operational. "Now's our chance," Alex said. "Focus all fire on the second vessel." The outpost's lasers combined with the Resilience's weapons to hammer the remaining alien ship. For a moment, it seemed to be working. Then the vessel released a pulse of energy that knocked out power across the outpost. "Emergency generators," Alex called. The lights flickered back on, but the tactical display showed the alien vessel landing just outside their defensive perimeter. "It's breaching the outer wall," Drax reported, checking the security feeds. "Deploying smaller units. They look like machines, robots." Alex and Krell exchanged looks. This was no longer a space battle, but a ground invasion. "All personnel to battle stations," Alex ordered. "Seal the inner doors. Prepare for close quarters combat." As the outpost prepared for invasion, a transmission came through from the Resilience. "Captain Reed, we've detected energy surges from the main alien ship. It's changing course, heading straight for this planet." Alex looked at Krell, both understanding the dire implications. The battle had just begun, and already they were facing overwhelming odds. But surrender wasn't an option for species that had evolved on Deathworlds. "We hold this position," Alex said firmly, "and we find a way to stop them. That's what humans do." Krell nodded, pulling out his weapon. "And that is what Norvac do as well." Together they moved to defend their outpost against an enemy unlike any they had faced before. The command center shook as another explosion hit the outpost's outer wall. Alex steadied himself against a console while Krell remained unmoved, his powerful legs easily absorbing the shock. "Status report," Alex called out. Tom checked the displays, his face grim. "Inner defenses holding, but barely. Those robotic units are cutting through the outer doors. We've got maybe 15 minutes before they break through." Through the security feeds, they could see the invaders, sleek, metallic machines that moved with frightening precision. They weren't humanoid, appearing more like spiders with multiple limbs ending in different tools and weapons. "The main ship is still approaching," Mira reported. "Current estimate puts it in orbit in 2 hours." Alex turned to Krell. "We need to do more than just defend. We need to take the fight to them." Krell nodded. "I agree, but how? Our ships are damaged, and these machines are unlike anything we've faced." For a moment, the command center fell silent, everyone trying to think of a solution. Then Drax spoke up, his injured arm now in a better sling designed by a human medic. "The scout shuttle," he said. "It's small enough to avoid detection. We could use it to reach the main alien vessel." "And do what when we get there?" Tom asked, skeptically. "Find its control center," Alex said, seeing where Drax was going. "If these are automated machines, they must be controlled from somewhere." Krell considered this. "A small team might succeed where our ships failed, but it would be a one-way mission. The shuttle couldn't outrun that ship if discovered." "Then we make sure we're not discovered," Alex replied. "The shuttle's hull could be modified to absorb signals like the alien vessels do. We'd need a team of our best people," Krell said. "I will lead it." "We lead it," Alex corrected. "Together." Krell looked surprised, then nodded with respect. "Yes, together." While the others prepared the shuttle, Alex recorded a message for Earth, explaining their plan. He didn't know if he would ever return, but he wanted his people to know what they had tried. "If we fail," he told Tom, "destroy this outpost. Don't let them take anything intact." Tom nodded grimly. "Good luck, Captain." An hour later, a small modified shuttle slipped away from the outpost. Inside were Alex, Krell, Mira, Drax, and 2 others, 1 human, 1 Norvac. The shuttle's systems had been changed to emit the same energy signature as the alien drones. "So far they're ignoring us," Mira whispered, as if the alien machines might hear her. "Stay on course," Alex ordered. "Remember, we look like one of their drones returning to the main ship." The journey to the alien vessel seemed to take forever. As they approached, the true size of the ship became apparent. It was vast, a city, in space with countless sections and protrusions. "Where do we even start?" Drax wondered. "We follow the other drones," Krell decided. "They must return somewhere." They watched as several drones ahead of them entered a large opening in the side. of the ship. Carefully they followed, maintaining distance. Inside was an enormous docking bay filled with hundreds of the drone vessels. Their shuttle settled among them, hopefully unnoticed. Atmosphere is breathable, Mira confirmed, checking her instruments. Gravity slightly higher than Earth normal. Perfect for Norvac, Drax said with a grim smile. Stay alert, Alex warned as they prepared to exit. We find the control center and shut this thing down. They moved cautiously through the alien ship. The interior was as strange as the exterior. Corridors that changed direction without warning, rooms filled with equipment they couldn't understand. Occasionally they had to hide as more drones passed by. This ship is ancient, Mira said after examining one piece of equipment. The technology is advanced, but there are signs of wear that suggest it's been operating for possibly thousands of years. Without a crew? Alex asked, surprised. It appears so, she replied. An automated harvester, collecting resources across the galaxy. They continued deeper into the ship. Twice they nearly ran into patrols of the spider-like machines, but the combined reflexes of humans and the strength of Norvac allowed them to avoid detection. Finally, they reached what appeared to be the center of the vessel, a massive chamber filled with swirling energy and a central pillar that pulsed with light. That has to be it, Alex whispered. The ship's brain. As they approached, screens around the chamber lit up, displaying images of their planet, the outpost, and the ongoing battle. The central pillar seemed to be analyzing the information. It's studying us, Krell realized, learning how to defeat us. Drax examined the technology surrounding them. There must be a way to interrupt its systems. Mira connected her tablet to one of the access points. I'm in, but I don't understand most of this. It's not just different technology. It's like it follows completely different logic. Keep trying, Alex encouraged. Look for anything that might be power systems or command protocols. As Mira worked, Krell circled the chamber, examining everything with his 4 eyes. These markings, he said suddenly, they're similar to ruins we found on an abandoned world in Norvac space. Ancient writing. Can you read it? Alex asked. Not all but some, Krell replied. It speaks of collection, preservation. He looked up, understanding dawning. This ship isn't attacking us, it's harvesting. Collecting resources, data, technology. It sees everything as materials to be stored. A sudden alarm blared through the chamber. Red lights flashed as the central pillar pulsed faster. It knows we're here, Drax shouted, drawing his weapon. Mira, how close are you? Alex asked urgently. I've accessed something, but I need more time, she replied, fingers flying over her tablet. We'll give you time, Krell said, taking position at one entrance with Drax. The spider machines arrived moments later, pouring into the chamber from multiple entrances. Krell and Drax held one doorway, their powerful Norvac physiques allowing them to physically throw the machines back. Alex and the others defended the remaining entrances, using their quicker reflexes to target weak points in the machines. Mira, Alex called. Whatever you're going to do it now. Almost there, she called back. I've found its core programming. It's not evil, just mindless, following ancient directives to collect and preserve. Its creators are long gone, but it keeps going. Can you shut it down? No, but I can change its directives, she said. Human computers and Norvac power systems, I understand enough of both to see how this works. Another wave of machines attacked. Alex felt a sharp pain as one caught his arm with a cutting tool. Beside him, Krell was bleeding from several wounds, but fought on with undiminished strength. Now, Mira, Alex shouted. Uploading virus, she announced, pressing a final command. The effect was immediate. The central pillar's pulsing changed rhythm, becoming erratic. The machines attacking them suddenly froze, then began moving in confused patterns. It's working, Drax exclaimed. Not for long, Mira warned. The system is already trying to adapt. We need to get out of here. As they ran for the exit, the ship around them began to change. Lights flickered, doors opened and closed randomly, and the very walls seemed to shift. It's rerouting power, Mira explained as they ran, trying to isolate the infection. Will it self-destruct? Alex asked. I don't know, but I wouldn't wait to find out, she replied. They reached their shuttle just as a massive tremor shook the entire ship. As they launched, they could see energy discharges racing across the vessel's hull. We did it, Krell said, watching the chaos behind them. We beat a ship that survived for thousands of years. Not destroyed, Alex corrected. Changed. Your virus didn't destroy it, Mira. It rewrote its purpose. From harvester to what? Drax asked. Mira checked her tablet, which was still receiving data from the ship. It's healing, repairing the damage it caused. The drones attacking our outpost are retreating. They watched in amazement as the massive ship began to change course, moving away from their planet. 1 month later, Alex and Krell stood before the Galactic Council. Behind them were Mira, Drax, and representatives from both Earth and Norvac. You took an unacceptable risk, Counselor Vex said sternly. Engaging with unknown technology, altering an ancient vessel's programming. We saved not just our outpost, but potentially countless worlds, Alex replied calmly. That ship had been mindlessly harvesting resources for millennia. Now it's helping repair the damage it caused. And you did this how? Another counselor asked. By combining human computer knowledge with Norvac power systems? By working together, Krell answered simply. 2 Deathworld species, using what our harsh homes taught us. The council chamber fell silent, the representatives digesting this information. Perhaps, Vex finally said, we have misjudged what it means to come from a Deathworld. Your adaptability served the galaxy well in this instance. Alex and Krell exchanged small smiles. It wasn't full acceptance, but it was a start. Outside the council chambers, Mira showed them the latest data from the ancient ship. It was now orbiting a dead world, using its technology to restore the environment. From destroyer to creator, Drax mused. An interesting transformation. Speaking of transformation, Alex said, the joint outpost has been approved for expansion. The council can't argue with our results. Good, Krell replied, because I have ideas for improving those shield generators. As they walked together, humans and Norvac, Deathworlders united, they knew they had changed more than just an ancient ship. They had changed the galaxy's perception of what it meant to evolve on a harsh world. It didn't make them dangerous. It made them survivors.